What is up, everybody? I'm back, and I'm continuing to go over Scott Peterson's case. And just like a number of other cases I've covered on this channel, I'm going back to the very beginning. I'm having a look at everything that was being printed in the press at the time all of this was going on, sort of like a live timeline of events, but a live timeline of events of something that happened 22 years ago. Now, I already have one video up in this series. I will post the playlist in the description below if you want to go have a view. Now, we are on to January 2003. January 2nd, 2003. And the first article we are going to go over today states, family of missing Modesto woman holds out hope for her safe return. Police enlisted the help of homeless people Wednesday as they began the new year searching for Laci Peterson. Officers on horseback searched along the Tulumne River, asking people encamped on its banks if they had seen the 27-year-old. At a volunteer command center, Peterson's family, including her husband Scott, joined others on the phone. Her family has not given up hope that Peterson will be found alive, even though police said Thursday that they have shifted their focus to foul play. I feel that she's still with us and has the baby, and we're going to find her, said Scott Peterson's father, Lee. We wake up in the morning and say this could be the day where we hear something significant, said Scott Peterson's sister. A fundraiser Wednesday morning at a hotel that houses the command center raised several $1,000s for the Laci Peterson Fund. A reward for information leading to Peterson's safe return stands at $500,000. The next article we are going to go over is from January the 3rd, 2003. Husband's story investigated. So this looks like the first time, at least publicly, that they looked in, which they would had to have done either way. They have looked into Scott Peterson's story. Husband's story investigated. Police doubt Modesto mother will be found alive. Seek public's help. Modesto police on Thursday asked the public to help verify the whereabouts of Scott Peterson, the husband of a pregnant missing woman for more than a week. Police released pictures of a pickup truck, boat, and boat trailer they impounded from Laci Peterson's husband and asked the public to tell them if they saw Scott Peterson before Christmas. A city police sergeant also said that after 9 days of searching, the department is growing more pessimistic about finding Laci Peterson alive. The chances of finding her are slim, but you still have to hold on to a small percentage of hope. At a news conference on Thursday, Police Lieutenant Doug Ridenour said the department has still neither declared nor ruled out Scott Peterson as a suspect in the Christmas Eve disappearance of his wife, who was 8 months pregnant. But he asked for eyewitness sightings of Scott Peterson's brown 2002 Ford F-150 towing a 14-foot aluminum boat and trailer from December 23rd through Christmas Day. Peterson told police he left Modesto about 9:30 a.m. on December 24th to go fishing from the Berkeley Marina and is the last person to see his wife before she disappeared. Days of police searching, widespread posting of flyers by volunteers, and a $500,000 reward have failed to turn up major breaks in the case. The lieutenant wouldn't be specific about why police investigators widened their request for information about Scott Peterson to December 23rd. He said only they want information to corroborate or confirm his story. Family members bristled at the notion that Scott Peterson may be a factor in his wife's disappearance. We feel Scott had nothing to do with it, with the disappearance of Laci, her mother told reporters. Police meanwhile said they plan to broaden their search to neighboring counties today. The next article is from January the 4th, 2003, and it states, now this is a long one, eerie new year falls over Modesto. Missing woman's case brings memories of past cases to surface. On a tree-linked street without sidewalks, a green shingled house built in 1949 wears a yellow ribbon with a blue bow. This is Laci Peterson's house. The yellow is for Laci Peterson, 27, missing since Christmas Eve, and the object of a growing California search and prayers across the nation. Blue is for her unborn son, the first child due in February. Modesto police, who say they've already spent $50,000 for overtime pay as they search neighborhoods, creeks, and irrigation canals for her, have come up empty. They and residents of its Central Valley city of 186,000 are starting to fear the worst. Peterson's abrupt disappearance has brought a eerie new year to Modesto, best known as the birthplace of filmmaker George Lucas, and the setting for his 1973 movie American Graffiti. For the third time in almost 4 years, TV trucks have mobbed the city 90 miles east of San Francisco, reporting another high-profile story about a vanished woman. In May 2001, Modesto resident Chandra Levy, 24, also disappeared in Washington, D.C., triggering speculation about her relationship with Gary Condit and his possible role in her disappearance. 1 year later, a walker found Levy's body in a Washington park, but police made no arrests. Condit lost a bid for re-election last year. Modesto was also command center in the February 1999 disappearance of 3 women who vanished while visiting Yosemite National Park. 5 weeks later, authorities found Carol Sund, S-U-N-D, 43, her daughter Julie, who was 15, and Argentina exchange student Silvina, P-E-L-O-S-S-O, who was 16, murdered in nearby foothills. Last year, a jury convicted motel handyman Cary Stayner and gave him a death sentence. Though the first two cases ended badly, hundreds of volunteers still hope this time is different. For 10 days, they've taken over the California suite at the Modesto Red Lion Hotel, coordinating distribution of thousands of flyers and receiving supportive emails from across the nation. The more exposure they get, the more chances there is she'll come home safe, said David Montgomery, a Folsom resident who drove nearly 90 miles to pick up flyers to post in suburban Sacramento. Kevin Jaeger of Oklahoma City also drove from Sacramento to Modesto for flyers to pass out in various towns along Interstate 40 as he flew his airplane in and out of them this weekend. They haven't found out what actually happened to her, he said. This way it gets out on the road. While many believe Peterson may still be missing, Modesto police are increasingly hit by suspicions about the potential role of her 30-year-old husband in her disappearance. While police have neither declared him a suspect or ruled him out, dramatic cases where passionate initial denials cover for eventual guilt fueled skepticism. In 1989, Charles Stewart of Boston said a black man shot him and killed his pregnant wife Carol. 3 months later, Stewart committed suicide after his brother identified him as the killer. In October 1994, Susan Smith of South Carolina riveted the nation for 9 tearful days, pleading for return of her children, said to be carjacked by a black man. A jury convicted her of drowning them in a car. Police said Scott Peterson has cooperated to some degree, but declined to confirm whether he has an attorney. Family members vigorously defend Peterson, a San Diego native who met his wife at California Polytechnic University at San Luis Obispo and married her 5 years ago. Both majored in agriculture. After reporters' questions to police this week about Peterson's possible role, Laci Peterson's mother, Sharon, said, "We feel Scott has nothing to do with it." Joan, Pernicano of San Diego, a longtime friend of Peterson's family, said, "It breaks my heart to see what he's going through right now. I know, Scott, there's no way." Peterson said he last saw his wife at about 9:30 a.m. on December 24th, told police she planned to take their dog Mackenzie for a walk at nearby East LA Loma Park. Peterson said he left that morning to go fishing in San Francisco Bay on Christmas Eve, launching his small boat from the Berkeley Marina. Peterson reported his wife missing when he returned home to Modesto later that evening. Peterson has reportedly produced a receipt from the local boat launch, but the receipts come from a self-service machine and include only the time they were issued. Weather records show the wind was light and favorable to small boats like Peterson. That morning, the water was flat, said Roland Jeffrey, a deckhand who charters boats, who spent the morning fishing from the marina pier. And the last article we're going to go over today, from January the 5th, 2003. Police search marina for missing woman. Modesto woman's husband told police he went fishing on the day she disappeared. Investigators combed the Berkeley Marina Saturday in search for a missing 27-year-old Modesto woman who was last seen on Christmas Eve. The husband of Lacey Peterson, who is 8.5 months pregnant, told police that he had spent the day at the marina, then returned home to find his wife missing. There are no suspects in Lacey Peterson's disappearance, police said, and investigators were trying to corroborate Scott Peterson's whereabouts to clear him. Scott Peterson said he last saw his wife at about 9:30 a.m. on December 24th. He told police she planned to take their dog Mackenzie for a walk at a nearby park. Peterson said he left that morning to fish in San Francisco Bay on Christmas Eve, launching his small boat from the Berkeley Marina. Peterson reported his wife missing when he returned home to Modesto that evening. A break in the weather Saturday allowed investigators to search the marina with water-trained search dogs and to return with bloodhounds to undisclosed areas of near Modesto, where dogs previously stopped tracking. Modesto Police Sergeant Ron Cloward said bloodhounds can pick up scent weeks later, he said. There were more than 40 investigators and 16 dogs involved in Saturday's searches. He said police weren't searching the shallow marina because of a specific tip, but because the clear water finally let them conduct the search. We have to eliminate all these possibilities, and until I am satisfied we've eliminated the possibility she's in the bay, a creek, a river, or lake, I'm not going to be satisfied. He said the command post for the search would be moved Monday from a park near Peterson's Modesto home to the police station. The area near the house has been searched numerous times. We're at a point now where we've covered that area. Searchers have also worked outside the county, looking in rural areas, waterways, in Tuolumne, in Calaveras, in San Joaquin, Merced, and Mariposa counties. He stated police have received more than 1,100 tips through a hotline. A reward for Lacey Peterson's safe return is now at $500,000. So that's where we are at. Scott Peterson is now slowly being reported as a possible suspect. They're not coming right out and saying that, but they are saying that they are trying to clear his alibi, which we know that they weren't able to do, and he was later arrested when the bodies were discovered. But that's where we are right now. They are now checking out Scott Peterson's story. What do you think? Have you seen the new documentaries? One's on Netflix, one is on Peacock. I've watched both of them. They are both very good. Scott Peterson is in the Peacock one, face to face with Scott Peterson. But what do you think? What do you think of everything that was going on during this time of the investigating? Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.